Kelly Clarkson claims that her children only want to hear her music so they may use foul language. Kelly Clarkson reveals the humorous justification for her kids' interest in her music. The 41-year-old Since You Been Gone singer spoke with presenter Mike Adam on the Odyssey Check-In podcast about her new album and shared the reason why her children are now more interested in her music. I don't really listen to my stuff, Clarkson admitted. So even with my other music, I assume they were listening to it with someone else because when my daughter requested to hear Whole Lotta Woman, I was puzzled as to how she knew the song. She really wanted to say ass, though. Can I sing ass? She asked. I responded, only with me. You can't do this anywhere else, I said. So, they don't really jam to me. We listen to a lot of Harry Styles and Aurora, she continued. Clarkson and her ex-husband Brandon Blackstock, whom she divorced in 2020 after nearly 7 years of marriage, have 2 children together, Remington Ramai Alexander, 7, and River Rose, 9. On an edition of Glenn and Doyle's podcast We Can Do Hard Things earlier this month, Clarkson made an appearance and discussed her divorce from her ex-husband. Doyle started talking about maintaining a bond for her kid by making reference to her book Untamed. So, you read this part of Untamed, where I had this moment where I realized I was staying in the relationship for my little girl, but would I want this relationship for my little girl? Said Doyle, 47. If not, why am I continuing to do this and claiming that I'm doing wonderful mothering when I'm really doing awful modeling? I just don't know if I can do this while still trying to do this, the reader of Doyle's book said. It was one of those things where I read ... the tug of loving someone so deeply and the tug of really needing to love yourself as much or more. Clarkson went on. It's interesting because you think about your kids and you're like, oh man, I wonder how this is going to affect them. Nobody wants that, I thought, because I remember how it affected me and has also experienced divorce with his family. You try and try and try, but eventually you come to the realization that I don't want them to grow up in this unhealthy. But I'll be honest with you, people who are going through divorce or incredibly difficult relationships with children have come to me. It doesn't matter which way you go. Your children will still experience hardship. 3 years later, I am still having dialogues with my kids, so it doesn't matter if you remain or leave, the stronger singer said. My kids just got back from visiting my ex, and whenever there's talk of him possibly dating someone else, they are just so adamant about holding on to the hope that we might still be together someday.